It uses 120 indicators. It uses about 60 strategies, and then it multiplies each of those setup on each time frame. So it applies 120 indicators on each time frame and all those strategies on each time frame, and then brings that data back to 1 minute chart.
Folks, in this video, I bring on Jai, who's a member of my Robot Builders Club. He spent the last few years building out an absolutely behemoth of a trading algo, and you're going to get to learn how that trading algo works today and why he targeted 20% a day as the goal for this algo to achieve on a daily basis trading gold. So he breaks it down. You're going to see how much is involved in this. In fact, I'll give you a little hint. There's over 120 indicators and I think 60 trading strategies in this one algo. You're going to see how it all works together to give him this edge in the gold market so that he can make 20% a day. So let's dive in.
All right, so this is the EA I have here. Of course, it looks like there's a lot going on regarding indicators. But all these that you see here is just your basic moving averages, 9, 20, 30, not 30, 100, 200, and 300. So the reason these fanned out indicators are here is because I wanted to observe how market behaves with the fanning out of the EMA. So this way I can easily understand that, okay, it's going to come to halfway of the EA or at least a 200. And because we know market loves to come to the 200 on the 1 minute and 50 or 100 on the 3 minute. So over time, I understood how all the EMAs are working. And now when I come to the chart, I can have a quick glance. It takes me 1 second to understand where the market is. Is it fanned out? Is it squeezed? Is it fanned out too much to where it has to come back? So all those things happens in a second. I don't have to sit here and look at it for too long. Now, regarding the Bollinger Bands, why they're there, whenever the EA gives a signal against the lower Bollinger Band here, then it automatically disqualifies the signal. If it gives a buy signal, like for example, right here, if it gives a signal at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, the probability of that signal becomes higher, right? So these are the reasons these indicators are here. Now, MACD is, I'm just using this for above zero, below zero level to help me gauge momentum. I have the OBV volume here with some EMAs on it, and it's the same thing. If volume is squeezing, I know something is going to happen. Let me squeeze this. And I always keep my charts at this squeeze level. This way I understand if EMAs are flat, the 200 and 300 EMAs are flat, I'm not going to accept any signals coming from that area. So if it's flat on both all three charts or either of the chart, automatically it's a ranging area. Now, we have some additional information on the dashboard here. This is the US dollar. So this analyzes all the charts. We have the gold, and what the gold bull or bear is a correlation of everything that moves in correlation with gold. And this is everything that moves in correlation with US by itself. So if gold is bullish and US dollar is bullish, then we have an even market. Basically, I know for sure that's a ranging day. But if they're completely opposite, if this is bull and this is bear at a very high number, then I know market will move a very large amount on that day. It might move the full complete ATR. So over here is just a basic calculation of the ATR. So it has my ATR here, high to low, open to low. So this data, I check it right away, first thing in the morning. And then it would tell me, okay, the possible target, because right now it's market just opened. It's saying the target is 230 pips from the highest point upwards or from the lowest point downwards. So I have a double bias right away. So this is how this information helps me. Now over here, I have a RSI. This is a multi-time frame RSI. It checks the RSI on every single time frame and gives me a number over here. Anything above 13, I'll work with. Anything below, I'm going to say, okay, market needs to range. There's a stochastic. This is also a multi-time frame stochastics. It just develops a number that I only understand. And well, the robot pretty much understands. So it's basically, if the number is 7 or higher, then the probability becomes higher.
Now, if you're loving the show and thinking, where can I go and trade? Why don't you check out my prop firm sponsor, Blue Guardian. Now, these guys have been around for ages. They've been sponsoring Trading Up for over a year. And some of the key features that make them so good is that they've got realistic profit targets for their challenge phases. It's only 8 or 4%. They also have a scaling plan up to $2 million, and they do profit splits of 85%, which is really high for this industry. They also have quick and reliable payouts and a robust reserve that make sure those payouts are as seamless and smooth as possible. Now, if you're looking to join, go and check them out. But first, grab my coupon code TradingNut, all one word. You're going to save yourself 25% off at checkout. There's a link in the description. Go and click that now. Right, let's get back on with the show.
This is a SR support resistance on each time frame. The most nearest support resistance is what it's looking at. So every time a support resistance break up or down, then it's going to tell me, okay, on the monthly 4 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 1 hour, all the most recent support resistance is above it. So market is bullish. But if it breaks the support resistance, comes down, then it's going to become sell SR. Right. So this helps me with the breakout strategy. Right. So if market is broken out of a major support resistance, this will automatically flip bullish or bearish based on how many time frame it broke out of. So that's how these data help me. Now, regarding price action and how it works with it, let me show you a quick snippet of today's market. So this is today. I woke up, I came in the morning right here. I turned on the robot at 7 o'clock in the morning and I drew up my chart, which is over here. So I'll show you this on the YouTube. I recorded everything I did this morning. So as you can see here, as I was going through the chart, whoops, there we go. Right, in the morning I drew out all the areas, and basically I went to 4 hour, 30 minute, 1 hour, adjusted the areas. Now what I'm doing is this top white line here and the low white line. These are my max low, my max high, coming from the ATR. So once I've done that, now I'm gonna put in the lower areas. So my minimum support and resistance. And where I got this information from is basically I go back a few days, maybe 3 or 4 days, find the shortest day in the past 4 days, and I say, okay, it's 180 pips. So I'm going to measure 180 pips from the bottom and 180 pips from the top coming down. So that's my slow moving day, my minimum high and my minimum low. Once I have that, as you can see here, now I'll go back to live at the end of the day. What happened on this particular day? At the end of the day, this is what happens. So we have minimum high, minimum low. Once it broke out over here, or at least here, if this breaks out over here and then gives me a buy over here, I possibly won't take it because this is what happens. Let's go back to the video and skip through this. So as you can see, it's giving the signals here. And in this information over here, while it was punching up on that initial first breakout, you see the data over here is not changing to strong bullish. So that tells me a pullback is coming. A pullback is due to come on that large breakout. And as you can see here, the breakout will be happening soon. I mean, the pullback, right? So now that the pullback has happened and it gives us a signal like that, when it gives a signal like this, what I'm looking for is if these are not flipped down on the 3 minute and 5 minute time frame, if this is not flipped down, my volume is not flipped to the downside, then that sell is automatically disqualified. And it takes seconds to disqualify a signal like that. Now, as I keep going through the day, you'll see here that this information also, RSI bear, is not 13. So therefore, the bearish strength is not as strong. Same thing with the SR. The SR is 4 bullish and 7 bearish. And they're only five off, right? Or three off. So as you can see, I'm looking at all this data, how they're changing in live performance. So if this data is changing compared 5 minute data is changing compared to 1 minute data, then I will assume that the market is either shifting fast or shifting slow. And this information is very important. The correlation. So you see, 5 minutes ago, the correlation was 55 bearish. 1 minute ago, it went 64, and then 1 minute later, it went back to 55. So if the numbers are shifting high and low within minutes, then the correlation is also going to be wrong automatically. Now, I've seen when market is for sure going to move 300 pips, 400 pips on that day, then what I'm looking for is for correlation to be completely opposite and very strong. Anything above 70. So if USD is bear 70 and gold is bull 70, 72 or higher, then I can go in and max leverage that trade and be highly confident that that trade will run, especially with my price action over here. So if I go back to price action, where the price action fit in. If market has moved X amount of pips down, I expect automatically a range, at least 1.5 ranging days, right? So we have one full ranging day here and one full ranging day here. Now it should start getting ready to move, possibly tomorrow, back all the way down or continue all the way up. Now, tomorrow I'm expecting a bigger move to come in due to the way market behaved in the previous 2 days, because market always slows down 2 days, runs one day, slows down 2 days, runs one day. And these are information I've looked at and observed and for a fact, right? So if you go back and look at the chart, you'll see that it's choppy or run. This is not considered a run. This is considered a giant whipsaw. So it went up, comes down, and then start back to neutral again, right? This would be considered one move. This large move here, right? And then range, a small move here, right? Even though they're a big move, I consider them small move. But the robot will essentially help me with these breakouts right here, right here. It'll give a strong signal here to go up. It'll give a strong signal here to go down, and so on, right? So based on price action, it's helping me with this breakout. Like for example, this breakout right here for today, right? Now let's go back to that real quick. And this was the breakout it did over here, the second breakout, right? So once it did the second breakout on the 1 minute chart, let's go right here. Okay. Right here. Once it did the breakout, I would look at my EMA. It flipped bullish above zero, and EMAs are crossing back to the upside here. I would make sure that all my time frames are above zero on the MACDs, and everything is flipped. All the EMAs are flipped bullish, continuing to stay flipped bullish, which these are considered still flipped bullish. Once it's crossed back to green over here, I can go ahead and take this trade at max leverage for 50 pips. As you can see, it moves 72 pips. So how do I manage losses on here? If I take a trade, like for example, I just decided for some odd reason to take a sell here, and I take a sell, as soon as it starts going back up and I see that the data is flipping bullish instantly, I close that trade and start trading the opposite direction with the next signal. So the next signal was this signal. If I took a sell right here and it starts coming down in my favor, I'll be happy, and then starts going against me, either I close break even right away, or I let it go to the 200 and I close at 200, right? And that's how I manage losses. I don't set a stop loss or a take profit. My take profit is either my account is about to hit 20% and I'm going to keep leveraging in until it hits 20%. And as soon as it hits 20%, I close my trade. Anything above 10 to 20% is what I'm looking for. So if it's at 15% and starts coming back down to 10%, I'm out with 10% profit. Right? As you can see throughout the day, it continued giving buy signals. But once I see volume drops below this area, I'm done trading. So I start trading once I see volume is up. I'm done trading once I see volume starts dropping below. the average day. So it's very simple to read volume. If your first bar of volume reaches the previous day's average high, then let me mute this because there's this signal coming in. All right, so volume analysis applies here. Volume analysis applies over here. Once it reaches the first bar right here, reaches yesterday's high volume, then what it's showing me essentially is that, okay, the volume that moved the market the previous day is now here to start moving the market again. And then I start looking for signals. So I'm not looking for signals prior to volume, I'm looking for signals after volume. And those signals after volumes are usually the highest amount of volume. Is there any questions so far?
Yeah, look, that was a fantastic little breakdown. Really got a good understanding of it. It's incredible how much you actually put into that bot. Can I ask a couple of questions? One is, how did you, I suppose, decide to add so much in, or what was the evolution to, go, right, I'm now going to look for this volume thing. I'm now going to look for the RSI and stochastic measurements. How did you, and the SNR, how did you come up with all this stuff?
So, because I was trying to fix errors over time, I'm like, okay, why is it giving a bad trade, and how could I have taken the trade? So every time I ask myself that, I look for data on the robot to figure out, okay, if RSI is this number, so I would look at it for days, and I couldn't backtest the EA because it's so large. The computer would shut down if I tried to backtest it. So I'd have to take it one day at a time and record it, and then come back and look at it to see where the numbers are most effective and where it's least effective. So once I know that RSI is 13, then I would say, okay, anything above there, I trust 100%. Anything below there, I don't trust at all. Right? So I've sort of over time understand the robot from it by itself, because I didn't understand the capability of the robot itself until I finished even though I finished building it, I didn't understand the capability of it. So only a few months ago, I'm like, wait, it can do this, it can do that. Let me apply it and see what happens. Right. So all I did was went into the back end and shift some information around to provide me the information that it was already gathering. Right. So it gathers more data in the background that is not on the dashboard that I don't actually need. But the EA actually has about 60 strategies behind it playing that makes those numbers up for me.
Yeah.
Right. And it uses about, I think, 120 indicators to gauge momentum.
No wonder you can't backtest it.
Right. So it uses 120 indicators. It uses about 60 strategies, and then it multiplies each of those setup on each time frame. So it applies 120 indicators on each time frame, and all those strategies on each time frame, and then brings that data back to 1 minute chart.
Unbelievable. That is a ridiculous feat. Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Black Bull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Black Bull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Black Bull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. All right folks, there you have it. Strategy breakdown done by Jai. Now, if you do want to see how this bot actually plays out in the live market, then he's got a YouTube channel and a whole bunch of other stuff. Go and check out the link under the video here. You're also going to get an interview with his family as well, so you can find out how the whole family trades this strategy to make 10 to 12. So I think they target 20% a day, and they pretty much make it every day. So go and check it out. It's absolutely phenomenal. Now, if you are looking to automate something like this, you want to get involved, then you can also check out my Robot Builders Club. Currently, I've got a sale on at the moment, 60% off. So go and check that out. There is a link in the description to that as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.